What's up, nerds? Welcome to a POW block mini block, which is, I don't know if that's really going to stay the name, but for now, that's what it is. We did an episode on Ubisoft games being rumored for Switch, and today, Ed and I are going to talk about the Nintendo Labo. It was announced earlier today. We did a reacts on it. On our YouTube page, and we're just going to go a little bit more in depth here on this mini episode about, exactly what it is and, not really if we're excited for it or not, because we already did that, but like a more in-depth look at what it is and what it could potentially be in the future. So, joining me as always, that retro code, Edward Varnell.
Hello, everybody.
Ed, this
Yes.
thing is ridiculous. Like not necessarily in a bad way, but it's like anything you could possibly think of that Nintendo could possibly do, even things you don't think of.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was not even in that category either. This is just its own weird thing that they decided to do.
It's Nintendo. Nintendo wouldn't be Nintendo if they did Nintendo. So Nintendo stuff, ideas.
Yeah, it's this thing is really just it's an inventive way to get people to play video games differently. I will give it that. It's totally like
Can
wow.
I say a lot of people like kind of like even after our react and just looking on my Twitter page with a lot of people. So yeah, some people are joking about it, but a lot of people are just like, I remember a kid that I was poor, or I remember building robots and stuff out of cardboard boxes. Like people who are older adults remember from their past that they used to do things like this, and with people seeing this now, they were just like, this bring up old memories, and I might just do it again. Like, and some people are like thinking this is a real cool, even though if this is intended for kids, a lot of adults is like, I would pick this up because I want to build stuff and I want to see how it works.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good that it's working. And I know a lot of people keep saying that it's not for me, but I'm interested, or it's cool that Nintendo was doing this. I can't wait to see how, like I said in the reacts, I can't wait to see how many adults are going to buy this, not for their kid. Well, yeah, for their kids, but how many adults are going to buy this thing for themselves?
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of what like 1-2 Switch like if this was like a TV series, 1-2 Switch would be like the episode 0 of what this could possibly be,
Yes.
Like, you look at 1-2 Switch and you don't look at the TV while playing, you look at each other, you look at the Joy-Cons, you try to do different things with the Joy-Cons, right? Well, you look at this thing and it's like, it's taken that to another level. And
yes.
So I'm going to kind of read the Game Informer short article here about what this is real quick, just to give everybody an idea of what it is if they didn't watch the Nintendo Labo trailer today. As a sudden announcement today after teasing a new child-oriented initiative earlier, Nintendo revealed Nintendo Labo, a series of cardboard shells that interact with specifically made software on the Switch. Players assemble the cardboard pieces like age-old cardboard craft, or more recently similar to the cardboard VR goggles, and attach the Switch and Joy-Cons into it in varying permutations as the game requires. The assembled shells are named Toy-Cons by Nintendo and can be made into a mini piano, a fishing rod, motorcycle handles, or even a giant robot. At the outset, Nintendo is selling 2 sets for Nintendo Labo. The first one is the Nintendo Variety Pack, which is $69.99, and it comes with 5 Toy-Con projects such as the aforementioned piano, fishing rod, motorcycle handles, but also a house and 2 RC cars powered by the Switch Joy-Cons themselves. The second, the Robot Kit, comes with a backpack with controls and mechanisms designed to control the giant robot in the game software, demanding a higher price of $79.99. From the video, it bears more than a passing resemblance to the ill-fated Project Giant robot that Nintendo had been showing off for the Wii U in 2015, which I mentioned in our Reacts video. Boom! Yes! Nailed it. Both Labo sets are releasing on April 20th. So you can check out the trailer. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so their take. As a Nintendo game, I'm not sure I am interested in Labo. As someone who wants to play with a new toy, I could see myself checking this out. A lot of it is going to depend on whether the software is cool and how durable the cardboard is. That said, those prices are pretty expensive, so an impulse buy for families gets harder the higher it goes above $60, which I agree. But at the same time, it's a game that comes with accessories to play the game with. So, I mean, it's no different than, for me, it's no different than Cards Against Humanity and getting the expansion packs for that. A very expensive board game and buying pieces and expansions for those. And I'm not talking like Monopoly or anything. I'm talking like Settlers of Catan, dungeon crawling games, like stuff like that, you know? So I could see this taking off at some point. I think that these first two are just kind of like experiments, and I think the product will evolve and get better quality parts over time. I think cardboard is just an easy way to, it's an easy way for Nintendo to, I don't really know. Like like I said before, it was like it's like putting a puzzle together.
Yeah, I mean, from an economic standpoint and from, environment standpoint, like recycling stuff, like I said, it makes perfect sense to use cardboard for this. If they could move and design, like, think of it as this way, everybody. It's another form of origami. And if Nintendo could do something like this in a nice creative way, then cool. Heck, people was buying like pet rocks at toy stores. People still buy the little snail thing, like you just add water and stuff. Like, if you think this is so dumb because it's not intended for you, you have every right to not buy it. You have every right to voice your opinion that is dumb. But if it sells,
right.
And you're shocked that this thing is still selling, change your mind about it. Look at Fisher Price. Fisher Price have like think and learn stuff, and from that one little thing, they had stuff that expand from that you could buy. Now it's clearance and you could barely find it anymore. They got stuff that help kids learn how to build their own computers and everything, and you pay for different parts. So it's no different than what Nintendo's doing, that they're offering these different sets for kids to build and enjoy and play. Now, people say, well, it's going to fall from the wayside. That's any toy. You're grown adults who spend $250 on Rock Band, and that's sitting in your closet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, this is exactly what they said it was. It is not aimed for the gamer specifically, right? It's not aimed towards people who want Zelda and Mario, but it does deliver a unique experience. And I think...
my question is, why are people trying to force it to be it for them?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think people just like to latch onto things and make fun of things just to do it. And, 90% of the time, the people that get mad about everything are the people that aren't going to buy this stuff, right? They just want to yell and lash out and, like, really just, be whatever. But
they'd be the ones that end up buying it.
Yeah. So I still think, like, I still think you look at this thing and, I think people are excited to play with their kids. Like, my friend texted me already and said, do you know anything about this Nintendo cardboard stuff, and I'm like, not really. It just kind of got announced today. He's like, yeah, I saw a video of it online. And you know, he has kids and he bought a Switch for himself to play Mario and stuff, but he has kids and he's like, you know, I didn't know if like this was something that's out already. I'm like, well, it comes out at the end of April, towards the end of April. I'm sure we're going to know more, but, you know, I told him, I was like, it's a package. It comes with a game and the cardboard cutouts, and it's like $70 to $80 depending on which one you get. So it's kind of an investment, but I mean, you could teach your kids how to build, and it teaches them engineering and teaches them problem solving skills. And, you know, I'm sure there's other mini games within the software that, you know, will make these make these things work differently, you know? So,
and Corey, it's coming out on 420. So people, of course, are going to buy this thing, get high, and build it by their own drugs, and do videos about it on Twitch or something.
Yeah,
and so
I was trying to stay away from that, but yeah, I know.
But I mean, it's. I think there are going to be some adults who's going to take this and try to go places where it wasn't intended for, so they could get a laugh or get a video out of it and some likes and stuff. But I'm just like, I want to see how kids react, because if kids are having fun, then Nintendo has done their job, because Nintendo's just going to take free cash. If y'all want to do stupid stuff with this thing, go right ahead. Nintendo's going to take free cash. But I bet you there's some artists who going to pick these things up, create some real cool designs, and be posting pictures about them.
Yeah, and that's the other thing about this thing too, right? Is you know, they're cardboard cutouts, but they come with like markers and stuff that, you know, kids can customize their stuff and they can talk about them, and kids can bring them to each other's houses and be like, look what I made mine into. You know, I made my house have red shingles. Well, I made mine have white with little smiley faces. And like, you know, the robot one in particular is the one that I'm really interested about. You know, like the variety pack to me is the 1-2 switch, where the robot one is the proof of concept, right? It's the what could this become, you know?
And watch, someone is going to build or make that mug look like something from Star Wars.
Yeah. Or like, who's going to be the first one to make a castle out of the house? Or like, who's going to be the first person to take the parts that they have and build something different out of it, you know? Like,
or someone who just get boxes of cardboards and literally design some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's man, there's the possibilities for this. Like, some people think it's dumb now, but like, you look at the possibilities for this. You know, you take a kid-friendly franchise like Kirby, Yoshi. You know, like I said in the reacts, like, what if you take Yoshi? The new Yoshi game is cardboard cutouts, right?
Yes.
And maybe you don't design a whole game around the cardboard cutouts for like the Labo stuff. But maybe the Yoshi game comes with an experience similar to what PlayStation does with their VR, right?
Yeah.
Where the games, like, you can buy a full retail game. Like, we'll take Rise of the Tomb Raider, for example, right?
Yes.
For PlayStation. You buy the game, you have the full experience, you have all the expansion stuff, right? But the PlayStation version has the VR mode, which comes with the game for free. And, you know, you can only play it on PlayStation VR, but that experience is there for you. What if they say, look, this Yoshi game, the full experience, you can experience the whole game without the Nintendo Labo stuff. But for those of you who have invested in the Yoshi cardboard cutout stuff for Labo, you get this extra experience for free. That's the kind of stuff that I'm like, that could really make this thing take off, is adding little experiences to the games that you already have, and then, you know, creating custom experiences once people get invested.
Yeah, it's like, pretty much, because Nintendo could add a mini game section or a mini Nintendo Labo within the cart, like its own section that you go to.
Yeah, and I think that, people are kind of writing this off too soon. I think
More adults are writing this off too soon.
mhm.
I
But
I I think I really want to. I really want to go to work. When I get back to work Friday. I really want to pull this up and show people what's going to be coming in the future and get their thoughts, because I think people who don't have kids are kind of making these remarks, and I think people who used to do stuff like this, or people who do have kids, they might find this really cool and very interesting, because I'm probably going to be start talking to people about this. I'm be like, oh, go on YouTube at Nintendo's website, or go check this thing out called Nintendo Labs. Your kid might like this. A kid who's autistic or have mental problems stuff learning but loves Minecraft, this might actually get them into actual building, and they could play stuff like that.
yeah.
And I'm like, they teach you on the Switch on how to build stuff, so it's more of an interactive learning experience. We always talk about creativity, and for adults that's kind of easy because we have grown up and been trained on being creative. If we want to pass that same creativity off to a younger generation, why not do Nintendo Labs? Why not try to have them learn or paint and stuff and do Unity and Minecraft, or get into constructions with Legos and Mega Blocks and stuff? Like, kids who want to have fun and could be creative might be the future. Nintendo Labs might create uh new designers in video games. But for some of adults, just brushing it off and laughing at it, that doesn't help the creative space that we want to have.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said earlier, like, what if my nephew, like, when my nephews get a little bit older, like, what if they start getting interested in games, and, like, this is a way for them to get into games without, tapping on an iPad for for
Exactly.
20 minutes, like, I think it's a cool idea. I think I think they could really innovate on this idea. I like the idea of creating unique experiences. I like the idea of adding experiences. Like, look, okay, so I just thought of one just now. You look at,
Yes.
like, Nintendo's not interested in VR, right? This is an easy way for them to get into the market without them actually being in the market, right? You give them a Labo VR goggle headset, right? You give something like, I don't know, you give something like Breath of the Wild, for example. You go to the top of a mountain, or give them like an experience that takes place in Hyrule. You at the top of a mountain and you hang glide. You use the paraglider and just glide down, it's just like a gliding simulator, and it's just a free thing that you can take a look at. Or Mario Kart, for example, like Mario Kart VR would be so interesting in this. It's,
Dude, the jet ski part that kid was riding on, that's your rave race right there.
yeah. So there's so much they could do, and I wonder if they're gonna, like, pardon my pun, test the waters for wave race and something like this. I did not mean to do that. It just, I feel so bad for saying that. But
No.
Not that I don't want like a full wave race game, but again, that's another game where you could give gamers the full wave race experience, right? And then you give them an add-on pack for Labo, and that's where you create a jet ski style, like, I don't know, like that the motorcycle one had the foot pedal that you put the Joy-Con in, right? And then had a steering system up top. So, like, you could do something similar to that for Wave Race. Or what if you made a Luigi's Mansion, first-person Luigi's Mansion, like the arcade game, and brought that over? Like, that would be a cool kind of VR / motion control / whatever for Labo. That'd be so cool. So
And people are gonna be like, take that Luigi's Mansion and people who still have the love for Ghostbusters. If they could do that, like a first person Ghostbusters adventure, like for kids, that would be cool. Um, it looks like they might bring Wii Music back, but if like think of it, a band coming together, local play, everybody has their own different sets and playing, whatever they learn, and they come and make a track, and people could put it online for them, like a video online to be like, hey, these four players did this. This is the drums. Here's piano. Here's bass, and here's the guitar. Like, or in trumpet or something like that. Like, if they could do cool stuff like that, actually bring kids together to make like their own mini band, I'll be down for that and watching the videos and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool things this could have. I can't wait to like see people start doing, let's plays and stuff with this.
Mm-hmm.
I might get the robot kit. I want to see what this is before I like really kind of judge it. Right? It seems like a cool idea. It seems like a cool experiment. I like Nintendo's thinking outside the box with this, really, and like allowing people to build their games literally, and it's cool. I think it's a really cool idea.
It's Nintendo's out the box just allow us to do something out the box. We just start more creative on what could possibly be happening, and of course, that's just us in normal talk sometimes. But like, if Nintendo could do that and get more people thinking outside the box, heck yeah. I want and I am going to pick it up. I am going to buy it. I don't know which one yet. I'm still waiting. But I want to pick it up, and I want to build it. I want to get one for my nephew so he could take home and build it. And we have our experiences. Because I think personally for me, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And I just hope I really want it to sell, and I really want Nintendo to be committed to this. I don't want them to drop it, because I just think that this is a great way to get people to be creative.
Yeah, exactly. This thing is interesting. I don't want people to write it off. I hope people look at this video, and I hope people see that we were being positive about it, and like really, we want to give this a chance. We think it's interesting. We think it's a smart idea. I hope it succeeds, and I hope they do more with it, because I think there's so many cool things they could do with this if it takes off.
Yes.
And we'll see.
Nintendo Lab. Dude, people who be like, they got cats and dogs. People would get those animal ones, and they would paint that animal. Maybe that person has lost a pet, and they can, they could probably feel like that they got that pet back, and name him in the game. That's a moneymaker right there.
Yeah. I'm excited. I want to see where this goes. I want to see the cool ideas they come up with. I mean, look at the ones we just came off the bat. Nintendo's ideas are way more creative than ours.
I still love the fact that you said snipper clips. I want to see that. Yeah. I literally want to see that.
Yeah, like that. I mean, look, that'd be awesome. A snipper clips in, like, I know they said they're not interested in VR, but honestly, a lot of the games look like that's the way it's going, and like some of the really cool, interesting ideas, it could be going that way. So, we'll see. We'll see. So, this has been a Nintendo mini block presentation. Hope you like it. We're gonna try to do something like this daily. At least on the days where we don't have a full podcast. Tuesdays and Fridays are our full shows, so make sure you check those out. Download them on your podcast service of choice. ngrradio.com/nintendopowblock. These are going to show up on, if you're watching the YouTube, these are going to show up in the Powblock playlist. So don't be alarmed when you see, Powblock posted a new video in their playlist. It's not the podcast. It's usually one of these. So,
yes.
we'll see. We're still working out the kinks. We still don't know if we're gonna keep the name or not, but this is where we're going with it for now. So, Ed, I'm Corey. Yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.
And everybody, please do check out our reactions to the Nintendo Lab video.
Yeah, check them out. I think we had some pretty positive reactions, even though like we did show some concerns, but we showed a lot of positives, I think. And yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, we love you. Like, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. Yeah. Comment.
Yeah. Doot.
Stuff. Things.
Bye, everybody.